There was absolutely no need for Apple to wait this long, but hey, they finally decided to release this bad boy after months of sluggishness for the company and the industry as a whole. Apple experienced a drastic drop in Mac revenue over the past 2 quarters, the sharpest decline we've seen in ages. If there was ever a time for Apple to start releasing things people actually want, it's right now. Let's talk about the Windows side of things. PC makers are going all out with flashy services. They're shoving artificial intelligence down consumers' throats. Dell went all magician on us with their invisible touchpad. Lenovo's getting funky with e-ink and dual screens. And Asus? Well, who knows what they're up to over there. Oh, and let's not forget MSI's attempt to create ChatGPT. But you know what? Apple isn't chasing generative AI or e-ink or dual screens. Nope, they're releasing a product that people have been clamoring for, at a price they'll happily shell out. It's a darn good functional product that people have been begging for years. Enter the 15-inch MacBook Air. And guess what? It's good, like really good. Before the Air 15, if you wanted a MacBook with a significantly larger display, you'd have to fork out an extra $1,000 and lug around a thicker, heavier machine. But now, if you spec both the 13-inch and 15-inch devices identically, the chip remains the same. It's the chassis that's different. So, does it make a difference? Well, using this device on a day-to-day basis doesn't feel drastically different from the 13-inch Air. The keyboard, touchpad, and trusty webcam notch are all still here.
Bruh.
The biggest difference to note, and this won't come as a shocker, the screen. Boy, oh boy, that 15.3-inch panel is massive, especially with its slightly taller than 16:10 aspect ratio. It offers so much space that I honestly struggle to take full advantage of it. I can comfortably have windows side by side. On the 13-inch Air, I might have to squint a bit. Now let's talk about the weight. The 13-inch Air weighs in at 2.7 pounds, while the 15-inch Air tips the scales at 3.3 pounds. While the 15-inch Air is much lighter than its beefier 16-inch M2 Pro counterparts, it's still noticeably chunkier than the 13-inch Air. Look, I know you'll all tease me for this, and I deserve it. But let's not forget, the Air is supposed to be an ultra-portable machine, and that's been its claim to fame since day one. The 15-inch Air doesn't quite fit the ultra-portable bill in the same way. Just to put things into perspective, it's only 1/10 of a pound away from the weight of the Zephyrus G14 gaming laptop. Sure, it's thinner than most Windows laptops in this size category, but there's a lot packed into that chassis, and it's still a substantial computer overall. Carrying it around in a tote bag wasn't exactly my favorite deed. But here's the real kicker, the speakers. The Air 13 speakers are good, but the Air 15 speakers are absolutely
Mind-blowing.
The bass comes through in ways you won't find in pretty much any other computer out there. I was genuinely shocked when I first cranked up a bass-heavy song. I actually thought it must have been playing from a separate Bluetooth speaker somewhere else. Now, in terms of user experience, the larger chassis doesn't dramatically change things with the Air. This is simply a bigger Air, with the same trusty keyboard, the same excellent trackpad, and a bigger screen. So, my complaints about this Air mirror my complaints about the smaller Air. I wish it were upgradable. I wish it had more ports and I could take it or leave it when it comes to the notch. But on the flip side, my praise remains the same. It's incredibly portable for its category, boasting solid build, quality, and sturdiness. The screen is a marvel to behold. It seems like Apple has truly nailed down what the MacBook Air needs to be. If you like this video and you want to know more about some other tech products, go watch our video about how we review the new Apple Vision Pro.